The biggest line? The moment you weaponized mental health, talked about being checked in for a suicide watch.
Well, Tammy, people really need to get the whole story on this, and we're all about getting the whole story, right? I mean, just real quick. I mean, there's her charge sheet, but I think we should really analyze how we got to this place. Before that, Marco, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, per usual. Quite literally looked up the mobile use policy there. Nonetheless, let's go back from when you started using Christina to go at Eric.
And at no point in time have you attempted to manipulate this. You've shared the text messages, and I have come to these conclusions on my own. These are not conclusions that you put in my head. I have read everything, and I have come to this conclusion.
Okay, did we hear that? That's important for later. At this time, you were calling her a victim. You were in support of her, saying how great she was. And then she revoked consent for you to use the video that you were wanted to use against Eric. And then this happened.
Thing to do with that video coming down. What I found out from talking and dealing with Lola is she is very easy to manipulate. She is very easy and open to suggestion. And he was threatening her with legal action and threatening to sue her and threatening to call the police on her and all kinds of stuff. And she was fucking scared to death. I think the biggest thing that Michelle and I felt during this was more hurt than anything that, it was just kind of like, it doesn't really matter that he disrespected your safety and didn't make a big deal about it. And nobody's really and I appreciate you telling me that you were calling him out behind the scenes. Nobody's really calling him out for that behavior. And that is the type of behavior that makes people from the outside view that the men's rights space is not safe and that it's not safe for women, is because our safety was put at risk and everybody just kind of seemed to not think it was a big deal. And the other thing is, and people don't realize this, is we were aware that Lola was talking to Even Jaxie. And the reason why all the content came down about us and the reason why we were being left alone is because of Lola. She made sure that we were safe. And people can hate me fucking for that, but I did what I needed to do to keep my child safe, to keep me safe. And I will stand beside that decision every day of the week. And I was able to communicate with Lola, to the blue-haired feminist, to make sure that our truce was still intact, and I would keep her specific mention of her name out of that video to keep the truce intact, so she would leave me alone, and therefore Jaxie would delete the content and walk away.
So you did this hour-long video with Eric using a lot of what Lola was giving you to try and just get him out of the space, right? When she removed consent for the video, you got really upset about that.
Lola told me she revoked consent because she didn't like the fact that I said in my video that she still needed to be accountable. And I'm like, dude, we told you this from the beginning. This wasn't your free pass that you did nothing wrong. You did fuck shit. Just like you had to come to me and apologize and explain your behavior and walk me through stuff to understand and be okay and give me verified proof of why you thought the things that you did about me by showing me the messages with her. You were going to have to do that with other people. And not everybody was going to accept your apology and want you back with open arms. And if you didn't want that to happen, then you shouldn't have let the video go forward, because we had many discussions about how this was going to pan out and how it was going to be a rough few weeks of backlash until this settled down. And was she prepared for it? And she's the one that was pushing. She's the one that was pushing and pushing hard.
That's not what Lola said at all about being accountable, actually. She said a lot of things, and I'll post the full unedited clips of everything, including all of our Tammy's conversation. It will completely change your mind about everything, believe me. Lola said, basically, she thought it was a PR stunt.
It feels inauthentic to me to be placed in a situation where I'm having not only the looming fear over my head that Eric is going to come back with a video and I'm entirely defenseless. And his message that he posted on TikTok today gives me no indication that he's going to be apologizing for his behaviors or he's going to be taking accountability for them. As much as everyone just says things like Indigo is just inciting drama, I take the things that Indigo is doing very seriously, and they significantly psychologically damage me.
Right, so a woman who is, by your own words, easily manipulated and being threatened by Eric.
What's going on? I think that Lola is actually pure evil. I really do. I think she's pure evil. But I agree, Indigo needs to stop. 100% needs to fucking walk away and just call it a day and say, because if not, the situation's just going to get so much worse. And if it gets worse to the point that it brings me and Eric into it, I will be holding Indigo accountable. Because if Michelle and I's names get drug anymore at this point because of Indigo, I'm going to have a huge fucking problem with them.
And then the video that was made was just a blatant bullshit lie. And then I'm thinking, all right, well, that could look really bad. That's something that makes it look like you're lying pretty badly about everything else too. So,
I want to point out that you said, regardless of what she does, she doesn't deserve to be falsely accused of things she didn't do, but she sat on lives and falsely accused Michelle and I.
I get it, that feeling, but it still doesn't mean that someone shouldn't be defended if they're being falsely accused. And guess who is going to be deleting their account and taking time off the app and not talking about you guys anymore? Eric is going to be leaving, and they aren't going to be talking about you guys at all. So that's you're welcome.
Like right in front of Eric, of outing the abuser, as well as making fun of Tassie CSA, which neither of us did.
You know, we were also in lives where we were talking about them, and there's a, they they didn't make videos, they just did lives with 11 people panel, and you didn't make videos. Well, I guess that one, but but like it's all this thing that's kind of like, and they did start it. I don't have a lot of Eric, but nobody's like hands are clean as much as we would like to think so. And I'm just happy it stopped, but I think we've seen these things happen, and it's like it happens all the time. It escalates. People don't, they hear things that are whatnot. And I did hear them correct it. The whole contacting the abuser with you guys, they did correct it several times. But you can't sit there and watch every single live and every single thing, whatever. And that stuff. So it's just weird. With the Lola stuff, I mean, there's been back and forth just as bad on both sides, and I've seen this. And I do have, high education, and the ability to think critically. I can understand my own bias. And break things down pretty good. So, and understand holes in judgment. I am seeing something that is very one-sided at this point. So, Eric, Eve, Jaxie, they're gone. I don't know what more that you guys need,
I agree that Indigo's behavior is vile, but it does not excuse the fact that Lola and Tassie went live, destroying Michelle and I's reputation. Tuesday, Wednesday, Indigo's live was Thursday night. After that, Friday, 14 hours on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, until you finally went in and caused this, and I think more than that. But I figured out that they were live more than 30-some hours, destroying our reputation.
That's taking things too far. And her, I know this is not you. I'm just kind of breaking down where I'm coming from, and I need to get it to stop. But the name being given to Bobby from that, I blocked Eve completely for that. That was disgusting. I mean, you know how he is. That's taking things too far, and we all know that. So
my problem is that Lola is not innocent in any way, shape, or form, and she has done an excessive amount of harm to Michelle and I.
30 hours. I didn't see anything work near close to that. Either way, how many people are seeing that? And it's not, to say destroyed, it's the effective amount too. You have bigger followers. It's all this stuff that's complicated, and both sides did wrong, and it's you're both angry and want to get it out. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to see each other. You don't need to help each other out. It's fine. That's totally fine. But I want you to understand, that's where my mindset is. And you guys can completely just step away, and that's fine. I'm not asking anything.
Because essentially your video to the public is seeming as if you're affirming everything that Lola said. And that is concerning just for Michelle and I personally. And I know that that's not your intention. And I know those are not the words that you said in the video, because I went back and watched it multiple times. But that's how people are perceiving it. And they're coming to me and Michelle. We're both getting messages about it.
I wish people would trust me a little more, because I've been through with the worst of the worst. But there gets to a point where things backfire, right? You lose moral high ground. It's right there. You're about one Indigo moment away. You know what I'm saying? I have had several people starting to sway a little bit on that. So it's getting her to stop. And it's Lola's not she's not harming people. I'm sorry, I don't buy the manipulation stuff. I never really do too much. It's I got manipulated by Lola or whatever. It's just whatever. And Eric talks he's gone. You guys won. I mean, you guys got. I don't know how much more you really want. I never said that Lola didn't lie about anything. I said Lola didn't lie about. I didn't say there's that situation with. I don't even think I said Lola didn't lie about anything. So that's not accurate. But I saw both sides doing it, and I saw that, but I also saw that be corrected on that side. I saw a lot of misinformation on that side. I saw you do a deep dive, and then now it's not, and I don't. That is concerning to me, and I'll tell you, I'll just be straight up. It's you can't be. Your opinion from there shouldn't be able to change what new information really is there that you come across. Does that make sense? You were able to call Eric an abuser with it, but now it's do you get what I'm saying? I'm a little upset about that, but I'm okay. I just need you guys to understand, there's shittiness on both sides.
So after seeing this back and forth for a bit, I wanted to kind of mediate a resolution. And so I inserted myself into one of their lives, and I tried to get a deal going where both sides would leave each other alone. Real quick, I want to go back for a second and replay some of that. But when we were talking about Eve giving Bobby Lola's information. Here is the text we got. That got leaked through someone, a third party that Bobby gave it to let us know that Eve was trying to get Bobby to dox and harass Lola. Now, Bobby is a paranoid schizophrenic, like actually diagnosed, really trying to manipulate this man into doing that.
Like, you have to understand, too, it's like, I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to help everybody out. And people are fighting, and the people that are taking the advice are doing just fine. You know, and no one's asking anybody to do anything. I don't know, what would you have me do, Tammy? Like, I'm not asking sincerely.
No, you didn't say Lola didn't lie. You were talking about Lola not lying about the Indigo situation. But again, you know public perception. They're like, well, Lola's not lying, so obviously what she said about you is true.
I was looking, I was hanging around, I was seeing stuff, and, you know, and I'm not talking about those situations in terms of what's happening with Lola right now. I'm very specific about what I've seen with the Indigo. That's why I've been bringing up that particular situation and that particular person. So that's all. But the thing is, too, is that Indigo has also, this behavior right now is slower and less problematic than it was there, you know, and so there's that instigation done by them.
I know you're being very specific about the Indigo situation. It's just people don't watch, people don't pay attention. They take what they want from it. They apply 15 things in their brain to come out with this calculated conclusion and then bring it back to us. And I know that you've done an amazing job of getting people to walk away, which is what Michelle and I want. I'm just in a venting space, and I'm sorry to be taking it out on you because you don't deserve that. And that is just my triggered trauma.
I know, you can vent to me a lot. I'm trying not to be people's, I can tell you right now, though, like Lola has no desire to go after you guys or anything. Like, she doesn't even talk too much about it.
And I do feel like Indigo's unhinged behavior has done just a immense harm to herself in so many ways, because I don't know if I will ever want to be associated with that.
But Eric's gone now, and Jaxie's gone. He's gone. Take the win. You know, it's 60 plus. He has 60 videos up on Lola and them, and it's like, I don't know how much more you need to show at this point. Like, how much more you got? I don't really know. So it's better to stop with everyone. Like, Lola doesn't want to be in the space. I don't know what Tazzie's doing.
On another note, I will tell you that Michelle and I were in a group chat with Bad Yogi, but we stopped responding in that whatsoever. And I very explicitly let Bad Yogi know exactly what she had done, how dangerous that was for not only Christina, but potentially her, because Bobby's ability to be unhinged, and how that she potentially put us all at risk, because unearthing him could unearth Igloo and Drew and Jaxie and everybody. And she did not know the fire that she was playing with, and she needed to figure out a way to get the fuck out of that situation. And it's also not going to be okay with me to watch you, who sat here with Michelle and I and said what they were doing was so incredibly wrong, confirm to Lola that you don't think she's evil or a bad person.
And then Eve giving Lola, like, information to Bobby about Lola, and that's fucking disgusting. Like, the behavior is, that is horrible. I don't care what anybody's opinion is of anybody. Like, you're gonna try and put someone in danger like that. That's not okay. And no, Indigo wasn't gonna stop, and there was no stopping. She was just gonna make it worse and worse and worse.
I 100% don't agree with what Eve did, and I told her what she did was wrong. I told her she needed to fucking figure out how to fix that and get herself the fuck away from Bobby. And I let her know that she's not only putting Lola and other people at risk, but she's putting her fucking self at risk, because that man is on fucking hinged.
And I agree completely, but here's the thing too, is I've literally seen her, like, Indigo, lie about that situation too, which discredits everyone, and everyone experiences it. Like, and I get it, right, upset, but I don't know, you know, the way that Indigo was kind of bad. And it wasn't meant to kind of get to that point. And he just lied directly, and I, like, without, because and lying in the sense of, like, I saw how, you know what I mean, and it just, that puts everyone kind of, everyone else's story, like, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm good with it being done. I don't want to deal with it too much. And I am sorry about that. Like, it wasn't cool.
No, it absolutely wasn't cool. But if they continue to speak about this stuff and make subtle jabs towards me, there will be no truth. And I will fucking destroy Lola. Destroy her. And Tazzy. And I appreciate you preventing Eric from making the video, and I know that's what you're trying to do. I just want to be forthright and honest with where I'm at right now. If I can't sit back and let them continue to make subtle jabs, and in the process make people think that they're still on us and that other people are flipping sides and all of that, because it's causing further harm to the harm that Eric has been causing to me since the beginning of, or middle of June 19th to be exact.
So Tammy, after all of the severe manipulation, the dehumanization that you've put this person through, she made an attempt. Keep in mind, I was trying to get Tammy, Michelle, Indigo to stop, Eve to stop, and they would not. Tammy was pissed that they were defending themselves against Indigo, who kept going, making 50 plus videos. To me, that's just harassment, especially when they're not making any. Indigo even says that she wants Christina to get beat up by her abusive ex or, I don't know, someone. Eve is, Bad Yogi, quite literally going behind the scenes, giving her name to doxers, to harass, to put her information out there, and then saying, just don't let it trace back to me. And at this point, I bring this to Michelle. Like, what do you think about Indigo? Tell Indigo to stop saying that she wants Christina to get beaten up, domestically abused. Michelle says no. Go to Tammy. Hey, Eve's doing this stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, but she deserves it. I'm not going to get involved. I just want to be done. Okay. And this is what ended this. It started this whole shit, by the way. So Tammy, how dare you make this video that you made at the beginning saying that she was faking it and was weaponizing it against you? Like, how dare you? Have you no shame? You used her to try and get rid of Eric. When that didn't go well for you, then she still got rid of Eric, and you still treated her like trash. Wouldn't tell her that you would protect her or help her against the people that were still going at her. Indigo, Eve. Anyway, I bet you were wishing for Eric back right about now. Anyways.